Today, we're diving deep into one of the most powerful legends ever told, the story of Faust. You know, the brilliant scholar who was willing to risk absolutely everything, even his own soul, for the ultimate prize, unlimited knowledge.
It's a question that really gets you, doesn't it? If you could have it all the knowledge, all the power, all the experience in the world, what would you be willing to trade for it? This is the great sickness of knowledge that drove Faust to seek his answers in the darkest of depths. So, here's how we're going to break it down. We'll look at the evolution of this legend through three very distinct masks Faust has worn throughout history: the monster, the tragedy, and finally, the striver. It's a journey that tracks him from a slave of consequence to a creator of his own destiny. We're going to start at the very beginning, with the first Faust. Now, this is a man who believed his chains, his limits, were all external. This story was born from a world where morality wasn't something you figured out for yourself. It was something you just obeyed. Period. You see, in this first telling, from the original German book of Faust, the devil isn't some kind of metaphor for your inner demons. Oh no, he is a literal, physical, terrifying monster. For this Faust, evil was a genuine external force out there in the world, something to be truly afraid of. The original Faust book wasn't trying to be a complex psychological drama, not at all. It was a straightforward, cautionary tale, basically a tool for direct moral instruction. Its purpose was simple: scare the reader straight. Don't mess with the devil. So this first version lays the whole groundwork with a really stark warning. Stray from the righteous path and you will face damnation. There's no gray area. This Faust, he was a slave who fled the library only to fall right into the crypt of the church. Okay, so next we meet the second Faust. And this guy, he's a great spirit trapped in a minor cage. His ambition is off the charts, but he's still chained to the very morality he claims to despise. Christopher Marlowe gives us Dr. Faustus, a true Renaissance man. He's a brilliant scholar who has mastered literally every field he can study, but he finds them all, well, limiting, unfulfilling. He has this insatiable hunger for power and knowledge that earthly books just can't satisfy anymore. And so, he does it. He makes that infamous Faustian bargain. He trades his eternal soul to Lucifer in exchange for just 24 years of absolute power, with the demon Mephistopheles as his personal servant. Just 24 years. Think about that. His life basically becomes this internal war. I mean, on one hand, he's achieving godlike feats. He even conjures Helen of Troy from the dead. But on the other hand, he's just completely tormented by guilt and the constant ticking clock of his own damnation. And this is the real tragedy of it all, his pride. He climbed halfway up that mountain of self-overcoming, but he just couldn't let go of his own ego. Even when a good angel literally offered him a path back to grace, his pride wouldn't let him take it.
You know, his greatest failure wasn't making the pact in the first place. It was his inability to transcend the fear of hell. His fall is a moral compromise. It confirms all those old theological fears as devils literally drag him screaming into the abyss.
But now, behold the third Faust, the one who overcomes. In Goethe's masterpiece, the very nature of the bargain gets flipped on its head, and Faust becomes a symbol not of damnation, but of eternal becoming. This Faust, he turns away from all those dusty books and static knowledge. He understands that life isn't about finding some final answer. No. It's about the relentless, passionate pursuit, the intense, visceral experience of it all. His whole journey is a complete reorientation. He leaves the quiet study for the messy, real world. And he's not just seeking personal pleasure. He's after wisdom that could benefit all of humanity. He finds his satisfaction not in the goal, but in the effort it takes to get there. So the bargain itself is totally redefined. Mephistopheles can only claim Faust's soul if he grants him a moment of such perfect, complete satisfaction that Faust wishes time would just stand still. But Faust knows that for a true striver, satisfaction is poison. The meaning of life is in the constant effort. But let's be honest, this relentless pursuit, it leaves a trail of wreckage. The tragic story of Gretchen, a young woman he seduces and then abandons, is this brutal reminder of the damage and affliction his ambition causes. His striving for greatness has a very real, very human cost. And here is the absolutely radical conclusion. Faust is saved. He's redeemed. Not because he's good, not because he repents his sins, but because he never, ever stops striving. This continual becoming is itself the highest virtue, and that old debt of the soul, it's just nullified. So let's pull all three of these masks together to see this incredible evolution. From a simple sinner to this powerful symbol of human potential. Right here, you can see the entire evolution laid out so clearly. The goal shifts from knowledge to power, and finally to wisdom through experience. The devil evolves from a literal monster to a necessary catalyst. And the outcome? It transforms from certain damnation to earned redemption. This ultimate transformation is just so profound. The scholar who once feared the monster became the striver who commanded the future. He moved from being a slave of consequence to becoming the creator of his own wisdom. And that really leaves us with one final question to think about. As we chase our own ambitions, what's driving us? Are we driven by a fear of monsters? Are we trapped by our own pride in a tragedy of our own making? Or are we true strivers, finding meaning not in the destination, but in the relentless, beautiful struggle itself?